what's going on, guys? It's Brendan L. Draper coming to you live from my home studio. So I hope you can hear me well. Today is August 22nd, 2018. It's my birthday. So I wanted to share a message with you today. A lot of people want to share their story. A lot of people want to do it, but just don't know where to start. And there's a lot of different ways you can go about to do it. There's a couple of right ways and wrong ways. So I've been online, looked at YouTube, and if you type in how to publish a book or how to write a book or whatever, different videos come up. And I've seen people's videos that say, hey, you can publish for free. And so I hit the play button. I want to hear this because I'm in the publishing business, and I just want to, I want to know what are other people's insights or beliefs on the subject. And it just blew me in mind. So within the first 30 seconds, it didn't even make sense. All right. It says, it said, hey, I'm going to show you how you publish your book for free. And then it says, one of the first things you have to do is hire an editor. Now, you can't hire an editor for free unless it's Mom Dukes, one of your family members decide they want to take on a project like that. And let me tell you something. I just don't believe it's ever a good idea to use people to edit, because especially if they're not getting paid for their services. Not saying they won't do as much due diligence in it, but I just think getting a professional person that that's all they do work on the editing process, because when it comes to editing, it's more than just proofreading and checking for spelling mistakes, generic errors, commas, spacing, paragraph format. It's more to editing than that. You got substantive editing, substantive editing, which consists of, the substance of the actual book itself, the flow, the ebb and flow of your book. So you can have a book that's well polished, meaning you don't have any grammatical errors in it, but you need certain types of editors, and it's going to take, having expertise on your team, especially if you are not a strong writer. Right. So one of the things that I always put out when it comes to that is simply this. You do not have to be a good writer to be an author. Now, what does that mean? Meaning that if you follow the steps that I teach in the Self-Publishing Academy, it shows you how you can be a weak writer. There's a lot of us out there that's not, and that's what holds people up from writing their book, because they are not strong writers. So they feel, well, because I am not a strong writer, it's hard for me to really publish my book. And I believe that's a myth. That is a myth. That's not a belief. I know it's a myth. You can be a very weak writer and still become an author, a polished author, a professional author, right? So first things first, as I want to talk about, so next 2019 is right around the corner. So we're going to talk about some of the things we're going to be doing in 2019. So one of the things we're going to be doing in 2019 is we're going to be coming to your city. So if you want us to come to your city and show you how to do this, you're tired of just the online approach to it. I'm going to different cities in 2019, dropping this information, helping people to share their story with the world. And it's very important that if you want that, to reach out to me and let me know that I want. So right now, I'm looking at my board right now. I know for a fact we're slated for Florida, Orlando. We're slated for Miami, and we're also slated for New Orleans. Now, I want to take that to California. I want to take that to New York. So it's different places. I want to take it to DC, Virginia. I want to take it to North Carolina, right? But here, it all started here in Atlanta. So back to what I was saying. I digressed a little bit there. But what I want you to know is that it's much easier than you think, but it's not free. All right. It is not a free lunch. You writing a book, whether you work with myself or some other person to do it, it's going to cost. Now, I got to get down to nitty gritty on this one. So there's a lot of different programs and people going around the country, and they're not true coaches and consultants when it comes to helping people write their freaking book. They're title acquisition company. Now let's break that down exactly what that means, right? A title acquisition company is a company that they put events up, they suck you in, give you the bare minimum information that you need, no real connection. They have other speakers there. They may even have somebody that's well known to just fluff it up. And they want you to sign a contract, and they say that they're going to help you write a book. They're going to help you come up with your covers. They're going to help you do this. But the fees are out of this world, right? So I'm not saying that it's free, but I'm telling you, you don't have to cost a house to write a book, to write a good book, a successful book, right? So be wary of these title. We here at Pinnacle Point Publishing, we are a publishing company. I'm not a title acquisition. I'm not looking to get just a bunch of people to sign contracts so I can help them write their book, which I'm really not going to help them write their book, but really it's just a selling tool to keep on getting people to buy into my program. So I just want to be clear about that. All right, we are a publishing house. We help people publish real and good books. That's what I do. I want to teach you how to share your story. And there's multiple ways. It's not just through books. So I want to clear that up too. So we're not just a book publisher, right? We're a video publisher. We're a music publisher. We're, if you want to put on a stage play publisher, you want to get help with distribution. You want to get help with marketing that. You want to get help with your music project. You want to get help with your book project. Whatever project that is, if it revolves around anything revolving around publishing, Pinnacle Point Publishing is where you want to begin. Now, especially for those individuals that's in Atlanta. So I'm calling out all, because there's a lot that goes in and out of publishing, and there's no one that, in my opinion, is doing it the way we're doing it. And I'm not saying that to impress you, to be arrogant, but we're combining with the old publishing way of doing it with the new way, the millennial way, right? The way where we allow our artists, our authors, our creators to have control over their work, to literally have a true input in what they're doing, right? And by doing that, we involve that with a lot of technology, state-of-the-art technology, state-of-the-art distribution, where we show that you can still have great distribution, but still have control. And that's very important. It's important to me as an author, as a creator myself. I want to have control over my work. I don't want no one to dictate and tell me what to do. But there's a process in order to make that happen. And that's what, a lot of people miss out, is that they don't understand that process on how to put that together. So what they do is they give up certain rights for something that they feel is better. Well, I'm going to give up this amount of rights so that I can have better distribution. Or I'm going to give up creative control because this person's going to put me on this stage or put me on this platform that could potentially get me engagement, right? And then the question you got to ask yourself, what type of engagement is that? Is that fan base engagement, or is that money in your pocket engagement? Is that building up your business engagement, or just being brand recognition? Now, I believe that brand recognition is very important. Don't get it twisted. But chasing Instagram famous, want to be Instagram famous, doesn't pay necessarily, right? I'm not going to say it doesn't pay, because there are people on Instagram that is monetizing their platform. But what number is that you have to reach in order to get that, right? How many people in your particular niche is the question that's on that platform that is actively looking for what you do. So if you put your information in front of them, will they click? Will they research? Will they investigate, right? Are you targeting the right people? All these things play an intricate part in the total makeup of your business. So when you give your marketing over to someone else, it just doesn't add up, right? And I see a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of authors, a lot of people that consider themselves to be entrepreneurs, they relinquish their rights of their creative work. They relinquish their right of marketing to other people. And the problem I have with that is simple. Why? I rather pay. How do I say this? Why would you relinquish so much control to someone else? And if they fail at what they do, your business fails as well. Meaning, in today's society, we live in a world where you can take a product and put it straight to consumer. You can take your services straight to consumer without asking anyone for permission, right? And it's very important. You don't have to ask anyone for permission to take your work straight to consumer. But when you put another person that doesn't need to be there in the middle of that, that becomes a problem, because now you're losing, you're losing money potentially, right? And then also someone has control over what you can do. Now, as long as your business is legal, it meets the parameters of being morally, acceptable in society, why do you need to have an extra? It's better for you to take money and invest with people, freelancers that know exactly what they're doing, consultants, subject matter experts that know, first of all, what they're doing. Invest in them to build you a plan. And then you follow up with that with implementation, right? I'm not going to go to a vendor or a vending company of sorts, right? That markets my business for me, but they market other people that's in the same industry as me. So the question then comes in, do they have my best interests at heart, or is this just an assembly line for my particular niche? And as many people as they can get in my niche is who they're going to do. So they're not really looking out for me, no matter what they say, right? Now, there might be the premium package. If you pay this package, you stand above them all in that particular niche. True. But wouldn't I stand alone if I implemented a plan and took those marketing dollars and put them into Google, put them in social media myself? I had someone to build a social media platform for my book or my business. I took those marketing dollars that I would pay a vendor, and I have someone to build me a Google AdWords campaign, right? I took those marketing dollars and invested in a professional subject matter expert that knows how to market. They build a plan, and then I put those dollars behind it to implement that. That to me makes more sense, because once again, I'm direct to consumer. I had someone build the plan. I got an opportunity to evaluate the plan, make sure that it coincided with what I wanted or what my vision was, instead of just throwing it willy-nilly. So what I found in my journey is that in entrepreneurship is that a lot of people, they never take a chance on themselves. They never bet on themselves, right? They whether bet on someone else and thinking that bet on that other person or other entity or other business is somehow betting for them. But they're betting for themselves, hence the reason why you're using them, their services, right? You have to learn to start betting on yourself, investing in yourself, come up with plans. There's nothing wrong as an entrepreneur when you're not good at something. It means that you need to invest in people that do. So build a team surrounding that, right? So a lot of people want to write a book, but they don't have a team. They don't have a team that can help them put it together. Whatever it is that you're doing right now, whether that's writing a book, trying to start a business, whatever that may be, I'm here to tell you, you have to build a team around that in order for the business to grow. And when I say grow, a lot of people get into business and their mind gets complacent. They get stuck on one thing. They don't think about scaling. So the question I always ask people, I had a friend over to my place the other day and we had a conversation, and he's another entrepreneur doing fairly well, but he could be doing a lot better. And a lot of the reason he's not doing as well is because he's not thinking about scaling. And he doesn't understand quite yet that even though you can delegate responsibility, right? Or you can delegate a task, right? The responsibility falls on you as a leader. So if I basically subcontract to someone else for a marketing piece that I want to do for my particular program that I'm implementing, and that person fails to do the necessary components of what they need to do, and I put that in front of my customer, and my customers or my clients are displeased with that, they're not going to be displeased with that subcontractor. They're going to be displeased with me, because the responsibility falls on me, because they paid me for services that I'm supposed to render. So back to the scalability. If you're afraid to build a team where you can subcontract and give other people pieces of what you're doing, it's going to prevent you from growing. It's going to prevent you from growing. And a part of that is getting skilled people. You're only as strong as your team. A team doesn't mean someone necessarily on your payroll, right? Meaning that they're an employee, but they are a contractor. They're the independent contractor that they are a subject matter expert in a particular expertise that you're not. Let me share a story with you guys. So a couple of weeks ago, I reached out to an individual, and I said to the individual, I said, hey, I want to partner with you because you have some skills that will be very beneficial for my company. I don't want to hire you. You have your own company, I have my own company. But you have some great skills. Based on that conversation, I learned a lot. One thing that I learned is that sometimes things look a lot better on the outside than they do on the inside. Because when you have a conversation with someone, you can learn a lot fairly quickly. What I found out is that this person truly was not innovative as I thought they were. They really didn't think outside of the box, and it really was very selfish, right? And those are attributes that's not a part of our company at all. Because even you as a client, you are a part of the Pinnacle Point Publishing family. We are a family because in order for us to make this happen, we have to be a team together. It's not just you pay me money and I give you services and that's the end of the day. This is family, and we have to look out for family. So anytime I bring anyone into this organization, you best believe that they've been vetted. But with this particular individual, he was not innovative. He was not creative, and he's very selfish. And as an entrepreneur, as a person that wants to write a book, as a person that wants to be an author, that want to build a business around their book, you cannot be selfish. You cannot only think about just your business and what you're doing. This is a world where everything is interlinked. And if you're not willing to be interlinked and try to build something greater than yourself, then you won't get far. And the crazy thing about it, this individual's been in business for years. And in a short period of time, because, and let me give you a brief little history before I continue with the story, is that before Pinnacle Point Publishing, right, I already was a successful self-published author, one. And the second thing was I already had a credible business as a speaker. And the company was Start Thinking Forward, Inc. And it's a company I had for years, very successful, did a lot of speaking engagement, a lot of private consulting for major banks and major corporations, nonprofits to include. Long story short, this person has been in business way longer than me. And I thought the partnership would have been very, very good at the time when I looked at it. But they have been in business longer than me, but have not had the success that I had. So in essence, it would have been me helping them out, but I didn't look at it like that. I looked at it as a partnership because I thought at the time they were good at what they did. And I think that they are good at what they do. So I'm not saying that they're not, and because a person might see this video and I'm not the one to create friction, but it's just my opinion. Right. And as entrepreneurs, this is business. This is not personal. So a lot of what you do in your company and your business when it comes to the decision-making process is not personal, is not involving feelings. It's about making the best decision for your company. And that's ultimately what it is. So leaving that conversation, I was sent an email that had some links for affiliates. Basically what they're saying was that, even though you took the time to come to my meeting, right? I took the time, to go to their meeting a while back and seen what they were talking about, right? And in essence, what I got from that was that I don't have the time nor the, I don't know the word I'm looking for here. I don't have the inclination to come to your meeting to see what you're talking about. I'm doing great where I'm at. And I took that as, at first took it as a slap to my face. When I did a little bit of research, I'm like, you're not even doing that good, right? You're really not doing as good as you try to put on. And that's one of the things I want to teach people in business. Stop putting on. There's no such thing as fake it till you make it. Just create it. You don't have to fake it till you make it. You don't have to get on the phone and sound like Billy the Badass to any other CEO or president. It's one of the things I've always prided myself on. No matter where I found myself in life, I always was grounded and I always was down to earth. I don't get on the phone and try to be something that I'm not. I'm very open. I love to help people. That's what I do. That's all I know. I get a natural high off of helping people. So I'm not one to get on the phone and start saying stuff like, hey, I'm the guy. I'm the number one guy in the city. You want to be a part of me? That has nothing to do with it. How can we join together our forces to help as many people as possible and have success stories? That's where I ride and where I pride my business off of. And anyone that doesn't do that, I don't consider them to be successful. And it has nothing to do with how much money you have in your bank account. And that's what I want you to understand. It absolutely has nothing to do with how much money you have in your bank account. It has everything to do with the type of person you are. Now, back to the story. So this person put on this very big, arrogant, role about how good they're doing and, how they really don't need anything. They don't need a partnership. Let me tell you something. You ever give me a call? Unless it just doesn't make sense, right? If it doesn't make sense, then I understand. You can't fault someone if it does not make sense. But if it makes sense, it's like saying there's too much money. There's never enough partnerships, right? I'm actively always looking for partnerships. If you call my company's toll-free number, we're talking about partnerships. We want to partner with people. It doesn't matter if you're a $100 business, a $20 business, $1,000 business, multi-$1,000 business, or $1 million or $1 billion business. You always want partnerships. You're never too big for partners. There's no such things as too much partnership. You always want partnerships. There's never too many teammates, right? Because you never know what may happen and what people's subject matter. See, if I can isolate people, if I can isolate a person for what they do and what they're really, really good at doing, if I can isolate them and have them only do that, I guarantee my company is going to be the best at that one particular thing. So imagine if I can maximize that and get 10 subject matter experts, and only thing I do, because I'm the leader and I'm smart enough, just like you, I'm smart enough to take those people that's really good at what they do and I isolate them and have them only in those things. So if you're good at marketing, you're not answering the phones. If you're good at editing, right, you're not checking mail. You're not picking up mail. You're not dropping off mail. Right? If you're real good at graphics, right? You're not running around town. You're not picking the menu for the food, not because I think that person's less capable, but because that's not your lane. I want you to be the best in the lane that you're in. So when you're building a company, you want your people to be the best in their lane. Be the best in their lane. Be a good leader. I see so many companies fail not because they don't have a great team, not because they don't have good people, but they got the people allocated in the wrong place, and them as a leader don't even see it. And then what happens is this: all the good people start leaving one by one, and then they're left with some maybe substandard people. Because let me tell you something, when you got A-type people in your organization, it's only but so long they're going to stay if you're not utilizing them in the right way, right? And that's very important. You have to utilize your people the right way. And a lot of people get away from that. So get back to the fundamentals here. If you're wanting to share a story, you're wanting to build a business, I'm going to tell you like this, there's no better way to build a business than to write a book. Let me tell you something. Whatever it is that you specialize in, I'm telling you, there's no better way to build it than by writing a book first, because it lets people know you are disciplined, you're serious about your craft, you're serious about your niche. That's so critical. That's so important. And so many people miss that because they're so ready to get jumping. What's going to give you the longevity in your business is by writing a book and becoming a subject matter expert. And let me tell you something. One of the most critical mistakes that I made when I wrote my first book, even though it was successful, it was a critical error on my part. I was not niche specific. I was speaking in generality about leadership, right? Now, there's countless, I'm a great speaker when it comes to talking about leadership skills and implementation and all that good stuff. But you have to drill down. So there's a lot of speakers out there that they want to speak professionally and they're talking in a very broad spectrum. There's a lot of writers out there that have published works, but they did not get very niche specific. They did not find and drill down that one thing that they needed to take their business to the next level where they could be seen as a subject matter expert. There's a lot of people out there that have broad spectrums of what to talk about, but they've established themselves for a long period of time. So they can pick and choose different things that they want to talk about because they have expertise in that particular field that they can reach for other tools and put that in their tool belt and then teach that to others, and people are willing to pay for it. But when you first starting out as an entrepreneur, as an author, as a creator, right, of any sort, you need to be niche specific, and then you can grow from there. You cannot build a house without a foundation. You have to have your foundation first. And your foundation is what's going to help you build upon adding the other skill sets that you can later on consult, teach, or advise other people. So my suggestion to you, if you're an entrepreneur, you're a writer, or you're a wannabe writer, you're like, you got your manuscript stuck, tucked away in a drawer somewhere. You got your manuscript on your computer somewhere. You're ready to do it. You found other courses and stuff, cost a lot of money, right? And at the end of the day, I'm not knocking anyone's course because there are a bunch of courses out there. And I'm not gonna say a bunch because there's a few good ones out there. There's some courses out there and they're good. So I'm not one of the ones that bash someone else's stuff. You have to feel for what's a good fit for you. Ultimately, you have to feel what's a good fit for you, what type of training you want, how in depth you want that to be. A lot of people, teach certain things a certain way. I teach things a little differently. I'm very down to earth. I like interaction with people. I like getting on videos with people. Maybe that's going to be one of the things that stop me from scaling as much, because I like having interaction with people versus just having this big entourage of people flocking to a program that I may have. And that's okay. I've accepted that because, there's only but so much I need in my life. And I love helping people. And I love being successful. And I know there's other people out there that they love being successful as well. And those are the type of people that I gravitate to. And I hope those are the type of people that you gravitate to as well. So if you want to build a business, write a book. If you're trying to grow a business, write a book. If you're trying to change a career, write a book. If you're trying to get a job in a particular field, write a book. All these things are imperative if you really want to do these things, right? I think it all starts in writing a book and knowing exactly what you want to write about, knowing your why, being prepared. That's critical. In whatever it is that you want to do, you got to prepare yourself to be able to do it. That's the key to it. The preparation is the foundation, right? Because without the preparation, right, without the foundation, everything that you build off of that's going to crumble. So you have to know your why. You must know your why first. Why is it that you're doing this? Well, I want to write a book because of X, Y, Z. I want to write a book because I want to become a subject matter expert and start speaking about this particular subject. I want to get speaking engagements, right? I want to be featured on Oprah's show. I want to be featured on, Saturday Night Live. Whatever it is that you want to do, it starts with letting people know how serious you are about it. Now, some people will be out there and say, well, why do I have to write a book? You don't have to write a book. You don't have to. There's other ways. And earlier in the video, I mentioned earlier, I said, we just don't publish books. We help people with their video production. We help people with their course publishing, right? You want to create a course around what it is you want to do. What about a play? You want to start getting into film and production. There's all types of ways to get it out there. My thing is showing you how to publish them, get them out there and get them out for distribution so people can actually start seeing you. See, it's not that you're not good. It's not that you're not talented. It's not that you can do it. It's just not enough people are seeing it. Not enough people are being exposed to your brand, your business, your culture, or whatever it is that you do. So that's where Pinnacle Point Publishing comes in to bridge the gap. That's where we make the changes to you to help you think differently. And that's why we start thinking forward years ago when I started that, because I want people to start thinking forward. Because when you're thinking forward and you're thinking innovatively, things start to change. Let me tell you something. Anybody can find a problem. Anyone can find a problem. It takes a special type of person to find solutions. The people that find solutions are the ones that get paid, and they get paid great. They get paid they get phenomenal pay, right? Learn to start finding solutions versus finding problems. There's a lot of problem finders in this world, and there's very few problem solvers in this world. The problem solvers are your multimillionaires, your successful authors, your successful publicists, your successful authors, best-selling authors, your successful business people, because they learned how to solve problems. I'm trying to solve your problem today. But the first thing you have to establish is that you got a problem. In order to get help, you got to establish. See, for many years, I'm getting ready to wrap this up, guys. For many years, I had this thing with me where I thought I didn't have a problem when it came to my business. And I had to realize that I did. And one of those problems that I had was not building a team, not having advisors and consultants to help me in things that I was not strong in. I'm a great creator. I'm a great writer. I'm a great orator, but I'm not a good marketer. I'm just not. I don't know how to market to save my life. I don't. And that's okay. And I want you to understand that you may have a great business idea, right? You may have a great story to talk about, to write, but you don't know how to, you know how to go about distributing it. You don't even know how to format it. And that's okay. That's fine. I'm telling you, it's perfectly okay. But aligning yourself with people that do is what makes a difference between winners and losers. That's the thing. Figure out what it is that you're good at, what it is that you've mastered, and go for it all in. And along the way, you build a team to support you along your mission. The people that are real good at what they do, you let them do their thing and you do your thing. You put all those pieces together, and that's how you build a successful business. That's how you write that book that's been in you for years, that's been sitting, collecting dust in a corner somewhere, all those manuscripts. That's what gets that digital manuscript that you got on your computer that every so often you look at and you start reading it, but you're not ready to move forward with it. That's the difference. Building a team of support. I'm telling you, you need that. It's not even, it's what I call a non-negotiable. It's non-negotiable for you not to have a team. It's non-negotiable. Those are things that you must have. You must have consultants. So before you go out there and create a Facebook ad, before you go out there and just start marketing and throwing money to different things that you think may work, leaning once again on your own knowledge of things, before you start doing that, put some money up. Make an investment. See, when you make an investment, it's a return. You can get a return on investment, ROI. But when you spend money by oh, I know what I'm doing, it's cut dry, self-explanatory. No, half the stuff when it comes to business is not self-explanatory. It's just not. You got people that have really spent a lot of years and times doing something, have had a lot of failures, but guess what? They were able to overcome that because they kept going through it. They've mastered it, and now they can teach you in a short period of time to stop you from going through it for the next 10 to 15 years. But if you don't solicit the help, then you can't get the help. You're going to go and create your own Facebook ad and just keep giving money to Facebook. Keep giving money. You wonder, well, it doesn't work. No, Facebook ads work. Instagram ads work. All these Google works. But if you don't know what you're doing, it doesn't. Make sure you align yourself with a team, with people that know what they're doing, right? That understand your vision and can move forward. That's the important things. Hey guys, this is the Motivational King, Brandon L. Draper. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it's exciting. This is my birthday gift to you. Hopefully you look at it. All right. A lot of people miss the good stuff. When you pour into people, people miss it. I hope you didn't miss this message. Please comment below, subscribe to this channel. If you loved it, please, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, I don't care. Let me tell you something why. Criticism, guess what? The only time you can get mad about criticism is when you're getting none. Give your criticism. I want to know what you want me to talk more about, what more insights you want me to share. If you want me to talk in particular about a particular subject matter, let's talk. Share those comments, put those comments up there. Don't be afraid, guys. When you start doing your videos, when you start putting your stuff out there, don't be afraid of criticism. Criticism, they can't criticize you for not doing anything, all right? And even then, they'll still find a way to criticize you. So don't let criticism. Hey, guys, if you feel any type of way about this video, please share it. I definitely want to connect with you. You are the reason why I do this, right? For there's someone out there right now that's going through a situation right now that they're at the pivotal point in their life. I just turned 34 years of age, and let me tell you something. Today's been filled with nothing but reflection. You hear me? Nothing but reflection. I don't want to turn up. I don't want to party. I want to reflect on my life. This is so important. I'm going to remember this video for years, and I get to reflect on this video because I created it. And 20 years, 30 years from now, I'm gonna be able to look where I was at age 34, what I said, what was going on in my mind. And today was about reflection. You hear me? Today has been really about reflection, looking at my life and seeing what I can do better, how I can better connect with people. Hey guys, that's my time. I hope you enjoyed it. Hey, talk to you later. See you guys later. Bye-bye.